So we're going to go ahead and get into round number 1 here. Left side you got Ernest, and right side we do have Ben. So we did see Ben draft. He is playing a Teamer Good Stuff deck. Featuring a couple Skitter Eels, Gruul Spellbreaker, some Sunder Shamans, some Savage Smashes. And on Ernest's side, we do not know. But we're going to find out. And we'll see if he can withstand the wrath of the Teamer. So we got our life totals getting fixed up right there. Ben's got a nice 7. Ernest rolled a 4. Ben will be probably on the play. We're going to take a look at our opening hands. So Ernest looks like he is also on Teamer. Or it could just be Simic. Gruul always goes first. That's very true. Ernest's going to go ahead and mulligan that hand. Wasn't super happy with what he saw. Ben here also looking like he's gonna mulligan. Alright, so Ernest, I don't know if he's got a whole lot of land in that hand. It looks like he's missing blue mana, which is kind of rough on a Simic deck. You do have some very powerful gold cards, so he's gonna go ahead and mulligan down to 5. Ben down to 6. We'll see if we like our new hands. Five is very tough. I think Simic can get there, but it needs like a really sweet hand with like maybe some incubations and some other stuff. And that looks like a hand with no land in it. But he's got to keep there. That first hand looked okay. But I might probably missed something there. See, is that the Red Baron Ben? How you doing, Gopher? Welcome, welcome. So Ernest has 1 land. Sage's Rose Savant. So that's not bad. So if he hits another land, he could actually be in pretty decent shape. Are you saying that he could get there? He just has to adapt to playing with 5. That's true. Ben has 2 land of the right colors, and he's got Zuratar Goblin and Skewer the Critics. His hand looks fine. Did Ernest draw a land? He did. He drew a forest. Alright, we're good. Yeah, aloha. Welcome to the stream. So Ben is on Teamer and Ernest is on Simic. So that is a 3/3 Goblin there. That's a little tough to deal with. And there's a Sage's for Savant. Ernest got to make sure that he does hit his land drops, so he's going to go ahead and scry 2. There's not a land and not a land. I just bin him. As nice as an Aeromunculus or an Unplanted Biomancy is, he does really need to hit those land drops. So he's going to go ahead and do that. Scry both to the bottom and pass the turn. Ben doing the Gruul clan proud and just going and swinging in there and hitting some faces. And there's a Skewer the Critics. Potentially. Yep, so he's going to go ahead and Skewer. Looks like face. Ernest down to 14. And pass the turn there. So Ben did miss land. He's only on 2. Yeah, so can we give Ernest a hard time about keeping a 1 land hand again, or does he get a pass because he went down to 5? He gets a pass. If he's at 5, it's just rough. And he is hitting land now, so it's alright. I mean, we can still give him some flack for it. There's a Scorch Mark to deal with that 4/2, and it is exiled, and another swing in for 3 here. So Ben's winning this race, even though he is only on 2 mana. Ernest and passing the turn. He does have a Quench in hand, so he can counter the next thing that Ben plays. And he also has a Thought Collapse in hand. So Ernest there said he's had enough damage, so he's going to go ahead and block. And go to his turn. And another pass of the turn. Ben here drawing, he does hit that 3rd land, so there's a mountain there. And another swing for 3. Ernest going down to 8. And there is a Gift of Strength before damages to push some more damage through. Ernest saying no way. Going to go ahead and Thought Collapse that one. So that's going to counter that spell and mill Ben 4 cards. Oh, sorry, 3 cards. My apologies. So there's 2 land, which Ben would have liked quite a bit. Land number 5 there for Ernest. He could play that Humongulous he's got there, which blocks the Zurtog Goblin pretty well. And we did see the Pump spell get countered there last turn. So not a bad spot to go ahead and play that. Been untapping there. Looks like a Savage Smash. I believe that targets, so he can't play that Savage Smash because the Homunculus does have Hexproof. Homunculi got bigger this that, so they can't get lost anymore. Well, Humongulus is looking for Fibblethip, which I think is super cute, because Fibblethip is on the card Totally Lost. Totally Lost. Everyone's favorite Homunculus, and Humongulus is looking for him. Much larger, can kind of stand across over the crowd and look for Fibblethip. There is that Gruul Spellbreaker. Gonna get quenched. So Ben does not have the 2 mana to pay, so that card will be countered. So Spellbreaker there would have been really nice. Just another creature that Ernest would have to try to block, so Ben could have pushed some damage through. There's a really nice card for the Simic decks. That's a Skatewing Spy. I think he sparked and planeswalked away. That'll be the big reveal in War of the Spark. Everyone's a planeswalker now. Fibblethip's a planeswalker, and yeah, we'll just make everyone planeswalkers. That'll be fun. So Ben gonna go ahead and fight, play that Savage Smash, and come in here for 5. So the Goblin was at 3/3, goes up to 5/5. Took 2 damage from the Spy. And so the Humongulus would not be a good block, as he would lose the Humongulus and Ben would still keep his Goblin. So Ernest there most likely to be taking 5 here. He needs to keep the Humongulus around for the next couple turns, as his hand is very light and I believe only has 1 or 2 cards. Just one has a Galloping Lizrog. So yeah, Ernest's gonna go ahead and take that damage. Alright, Ernest is flooding out. He's got way too much land and nothing to do with it. He's gonna go ahead and play the Galloping Lizrog here. So normally that card, the Lizrog, would be really nice with a bunch of creatures that have counters on them, as it does remove those counters and then adds double that amount to the Lizrog. But we've got no creatures besides the Humongulus. And Ben draws an island there, so now he's got all of his colors online. Lone Goofy says just dropping in and hanging at the best MTG stream out there. That's true. You know it. We are the best MTG stream out there. Or we try. We like to believe that we're the best MTG stream. So there's a Frenzied Airings there from Ben's side. He's going to go ahead and choose to put a +1/+1 counter on it from right. So it is up to a 4/4 with Trample. There's Sisyphox there. See? Bringing all the people. So Ernest, they're drawing another land. That's unfortunate. Ben's going to be able to start attacking here pretty soon, as he is now hitting his lands and will be able to play some of his very powerful cards here in his hand. Probably playing the Flames of the Raise board there could take care of that Galloping Lizardrog very nicely. He's going to go ahead and then swing in with both. Oh, he popped host is 808. Thank you for the host. I appreciate. Everyone appreciates. There's a Fairy Duelist coming in there, so 2 mana 1/2 flyer with flash. Ernest is going to go ahead and play Quench, and Ben's going to go ahead and pay that 2 mana, so we're just kind of forcing Ben to spend his mana there. But the Lizardrog is now a 1/3, and it will lose the fight there against the Zurtog Goblin, and Ben will be able to keep his Goblin. Alright, there's an Aeromunculus there from Ernest's side, so that's a 3 mana 2/3. He's going to go ahead and dap that right now while Ben is tapped out. So it'll put a +1/+1 counter on it up to a 3/4 flyer. This blocks the Goblin and also blocks the Fairy Duelist well. Ernest is at 3. He's board the Aeromunculus and then swing it in, he should have lethal. He's going to go ahead and just swing in. Jake, can you pull up Flames of the Raise board? Do I not know what this card does? Oh, it costs 6. Oh, okay, that's why. I thought it costed 5. That's why he did not play it. So he's going to go ahead and play a Sunder Shaman. No, don't fire me. I need to work. Ernest is playing Sim Conversion. Very good, Yakek, very good. Homunculi. Yes. Yeah, so the government reopened for 3 weeks, so I'll actually be able to work my real job. There's a Rampaging Ceradon there, so that's a 5 mana 4/4, and he's going to go ahead and give that Riot and gain haste, and that's going to be the game there. This is your real job. I work one night a week, guaranteed. I sometimes work Saturday nights. Yeah, glad the page should get back online. Just expecting 3 weeks of arguing and no progress in Washington, though. Yeah, that's unfortunately probably what it's gonna be. But we're gonna look on the bright side, and some of us are gonna get paid. Yay! Unfortunately, I do not think I will be getting any back pay because I'm just a student employee. Well, sister, you could have come too. I don't have to bring you every time. You're welcome to just come down and play some Magic. Alright, so Ben taking that first game pretty convincingly. And gonna go ahead and, after doing some shuffling, we're gonna get here to game number 2 of round number 1. It is still just me, Fox, in the booth, talking to you guys in the Twitch lands. Did he even bring in any of the extra food he said he'd bring last stream? Oh, the pre-release? No, I didn't. I didn't bring anything. I did not bring the mochi. I believe the mochi is still sitting in our freezer. And will continue to sit in our freezer for a long time. Hey Andy, you gotta show the mainlanders the art of mochi pounding. It's become a new family tradition. That's good. That's great, actually. So, taking a look here at opening hands, Ben's gonna go ahead and mulligan. And Ernest is going to go ahead and keep, so he's got 4 lands, a Growth Spiral, a Sage's Row Savant, and a Thought Collapse. So Counterspell is much better on the play, as you will be 1 mana ahead of your opponent. Actually, my wife and daughter did make some butter mochi, but there was no mallet swinging around. Aww. It's such like a, I don't know, testosterone boost to swing some mallets at some rice for some reason. Gets the blood flowing. But it's a lot of fun. As long as you're not the one that has to adjust the mochi in the bowl while everyone's swinging mallets at your hand. So it was with her family for New Year's. Not sure how I'd feel around most of them swinging hammers and drinking. Yeah, that would be a little rough. Alcohol and mallets don't go super great together. So Ben's gonna go ahead and take a look here at his 6. Hold my beer. So it looks like he's good. He's gonna scry to the top. Nope, scry to the bottom. He has changed his mind. So we've got 4 land here, all of us color, Skitter, Eel, and at Friends and Eric's. So, decent hand. A little bit slower than last hand, but that's fine. Looks like he drew a 5th land. I'm assuming that card that he did scry at the bottom was another land. Slow format, just acceptable. There's a Growth Spiral there. So Ernest will be able to draw a card and put a land into play. So Ben here unfortunately can't take advantage of his opponent being tapped out on this turn. No 2-drop here to play. And from now on, it looks like Ernest drew Eyes Everywhere, which is a great 3-drop there for the blue decks. Letting him scry at the beginning of every one of his turns. Ernest has got to tap his mana differently there. He does need a green mana to play the Aeromunculus. Coming in for 2 there with the Aeromunculus. Ben down to 18. And I'm going to go ahead and play the Sage's Row Savant, so scry 2. And it looks like he might be wanting to hold up that Thought Collapse, but instead he's going to go ahead and play Eyes Everywhere. So this is a 3-mana enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, you could just scry 1. And for 6 mana, 5 and a blue, you can exchange control of Eyes Everywhere and target non-land permanent that your opponent controls. So you can take one of their big creatures, you can take a Mirror's March, you can take a Junk Troller if you really want to. So your opponent does gain control of Eyes Everywhere, so they do get the benefit of the scry. And if they do have blue mana, they can swap it back with something that you have. Junk Troller, best troller. I think so. And it did, yeah, Eyes Everywhere did some really good work at that pre-release last week. So we're gonna see if it does equally good work here. This looks like Ernest will win, not Ben's game plan. Yeah, I think Ernest is just gonna have so much. If Ben had a Junk Troller, then he'd be able to block. But yeah, he couldn't block the flyer though. So there's another Aeromunculus there from Ernest. So he can start swinging in for some good damage every turn. Just think if he had before they had a Junk Troller. He still couldn't block the flyer. Oh, Jake. And then he casts Thud. Thud wouldn't do anything and do 0 damage. So there's that Zurtog Goblin. Hey, Vor, welcome to the stream. Thank you very much for the Twitch Prime. We appreciate the subscription. And high five. Yeah, hi. Everyone's here for Jake. I know. It's alright. So there's a scry there from the Eyes Everywhere from Ernest. There's a forest going to the bottom. Drawing an implied Biomancy. So that puts a... I can either return a creature and or give a creature +1/+1. So Ernest coming in for 4 here with both of the Aeromancer. Aeromunculus. Applied Biomancy. Target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn, or you can return something to its hand. Yeah, Yak Yak's mom says is anti-Jake. But everyone else is Jake, it's alright. It's like 1 out of like 5 so far. That's an okay rate. So Ben coming in here for 6. The 3/3 Goblin and the 3/3 Erynx, and he can buff that Erynx if he does want to. Put in another 3 damage. Ernest is holding up that Thought Collapse in hand, but waiting for Ben to play something. It looks like he's going to Biomancy that Goblin. So he's going to be returning the Goblin to Ben's hand. I'm surprised he didn't return the Erynx, as the Erynx does cast more mana to replay. And they do represent similar amounts of damage. So there's that Goblin again. And a Skitter Eel. So that's going to go ahead and get countered. So counter the Eel and mill 3. So Plaza, Simic Guildgate, and a Gruul Guildgate. We're happy to see all of those hit the bin. Looks like another Island Scry at the bottom there for Ernest. There's a Combine Guild Mage. That's the Simic Guild Mage there. It's not a bad one. We can do some kind of tricky stuff with moving counters from one Aeromunculus to the other to make one really big Aeromunculus. Big enough to block some of the goblins and things coming out of Ben's side. And we do still have the Eyes Everywhere, but Ben does have 1 blue mana, so he can trade back. So not a great thing. So we're just getting free scry every turn. Not bad. Ernest is going to exchange control. So the Erynx is tapped. And Ben could just play another 6 to swap him back. But he's less inclined to, as Ernest is going to come in here for 4. And Ben would only have 3 points of damage coming up on this next turn. So not a bad swap here. I do believe the Erinx's activated ability does cost red. So Ernest can't pump it. In Ben's hand, we do have the Benthic Biomancer and some other cards. Looks like maybe the Scuttle Gator. 6 mana, 6/6 defender. Still doesn't block the flyers, unfortunately. So Ben's going to go ahead and start off by playing the Biomancer there. And there's 5 for the Bullrat Land Crusher. Coming in for 3 with the Zertog Goblin. So he's got a 1/1 and a 4/4 to block with. Ernest untapping, drawing a Forest. He is at 6 mana, so he can only pump up, he can only adapt one of the Aeromunculi. So he could come in here for 4 and set Ben down to 4. And he would have 2 blockers for the next turn, which is not bad. It would require Ben to have to take care of the... Oh no, sorry, he can hit in here for 3. Ben would go down to 5. So this gets a little bit tricky. Do some combat math here, thinking about how soon can you close out the game. You could swing in with both Aeromunculi. Pump one of them, set Ben down to 3. And Ben would have to deal with both Aeromunculi in order to win. Because he does only have 8 damage out. You can leave the Erinx out to block, but then Ben could take control with eyes everywhere. But then you've got your Combine Guild Mage there. So of note, the the Erinx has haste permanently because of Riot. So if he swaps it back, he can attack with it this turn. And Ernest deciding not to block. Yeah, so that is something of note, that Riot is worded that they don't lose haste, that the haste does remain on the card. So you do have to remember which mode you did choose there. In these niche sort kind of things where you're trading creatures back and forth. There's a Humongulous from Ben. So it's a 5 mana 2/5 with Hexproof. Still doesn't have an answer for the Flyers. Oh, that's a Windborn Drake, Windstorm Drake. So that it pumps both of his Aeromunculus up to 3 power. So flying creatures you control get +1/+0. So now he's got 6 points of damage on the board. Ernest went all in on the homunculus theme with the eyes over in the deck. Yeah, it's true. He does have the homunculus, which is a homunculus. Ermunculus is a homunculus, and eyes everywhere is definitely homunculus themed. So he's playing blue-green homunculi. Standard, definitely. So takesy backsy roll there to get a counter on top of the Drake there. So that Drake will enter with a +1/+1 counter. So Ben here going to be adapting his Benthic Biomancer there to loot, so to draw 1 card and discard 1 card. He just needs some removal. So he's going to go ahead and discard that Scuttle Gator. And he's going to remove the counter to deal 2 damage to something. He can either hit face or he can hit that Combine Guild Mage. He probably needs to hit face here. He's going to die to the Flyers anyway, so killing the Guild Mage is inconsequential at this point. So there's the Scry. There is a Skewer the Critics that takes care of 1 flyer, but he would still be dead to the rest of it. Because he can kill 1 flyer, but the next turn Ernest can just adapt the other Aeromunculus that's not dead and swing in for 8. He can kill the Drake though, because he can skewer the Drake and then also remove the counter off of the Goblin with the Bullrat Clan Crusher, and that will deal 5 to the Drake and kill that off. So he's keeping, hopefully he's keeping up 1 red mana for the Spectacle. There's a Savage Smash. So he needs to keep that Clan Crusher untapped. And he has to try to sneak in a point of damage here. Because he did decide to use the whatchamacall? The loot on the Biomancer. So I think that was a misplay. He really needed that. I don't think if he can afford to try to push damage here at the moment to turn on the Spectacle. Now realizing that Ernest does have 4 blockers here and will likely block with all of them. And no damage will get through. He won't be able to Spectacle with that card. Only card of note that costs 1 red here for Ernest would be Storm Strike, which would let Ben trade favorably with any of the creatures that Ernest is presenting. Ben also could have waited to activate the Clan Crusher after attacking. I believe the Clan Crusher you can activate at instant speed. Yeah, so Ben's gonna go ahead and scoop there. No way to get that damage in and no way to cast that Skewer the Critics with the Spectacle cost. So Ernest takes game number 2. We're going to go ahead and go here to game number 3 very soon. Let's see who wins round number 1 of our draft night of the new set, Ravnica Allegiance. Oh, I apologize. It is time in the round, so I believe that will be it for those players. So we're going to have a draw there for round number 1. Long game number 2 there. The board state got kind of stalled out. I believe Ben could have lived there one more turn if he had hard cast the Skewer the Critics.